Assalamu alaikum students. This is MS class. Physics is the major subject and I'm teaching you course Semiconductor Electronic Devices. This is a series of lecture and today we will discuss switching and cutoff in the bipolar junction transistor. First of all, we must get an idea that what are the basic applications of transistors. Transistors have got multiple applications in which its use as switch and as amplifier is quite important. BJT or MOSFET are used for switch for digital signals. FET, that is junction FET, is used as switch for analog signal. MOSFET or BJT is used switch for power signal, and BJT is also used as current control amplifier, while junction FET or MOSFET is used as voltage controlled amplifier. Now in this figure, the NPN and the PNP transistor is shown. Now here it is our PNP transistor and here it is our NPN transistor. And in both these transistors, you can see that ammeter is connected with the base and it is forward bias, and this circuit, that is your ammeter collector circuit, that is reverse bias. And this is the same figure which you have seen in previous two lectures, in which you say that electron, because this is NPN transistor, so electron move from ammeter by the base to the collector. And again, we have shown here that some electrons are lost due to recombination, which are resupplied by the base contact. And similarly, some holes move back from the base to the ammeter. So you must have remembered that when we were discussing the operation of our BJT, then we have discussed there that ideally we assume that all the electrons which leave the ammeter go to the collector, but some of the electrons just recombine with a hole in the base, and some of the hole move from the base to the ammeter, and the electrons lost in the recombination are the holes which are moved back to the ammeter are resupplied by the base contact. Now here we have got different switches, so that we are saying that our BJT can act as a switch. Here E mean ammeter, C mean collector, and B mean base. Okay. Now here on the top, a common ammeter BJT is drawn, and we have discussed this common ammeter BJT in an example which I've studied in our previous lecture. Now here we have taken PNP transistor, our base to emitter junction is forward bias, and our collector to emitter junction is reverse bias. And here you can see that we have drawn the voltage across collector, that is collector emitter voltage across the collector current. And as we are increasing the base voltage, base current, then what is going to happen? Our collector current is also increasing. And as we have studied in its function, that initially the collector current increases and then it just leveled off after reaching a certain saturation value. And you have discussed all these things by considering the pinch of the conducting channel. Now ideally, a switch should appear as a short circuit. You know that when we switch on, the light or fan should get on, and open circuit when it is turned off. Furthermore, it is desirable to switch the device from one on state to other state with no time loss, that as soon as we switch on, it should get started, and as soon as we switch off, it should be shut down. But transistors do not fit in this ideal description of switch. But they can serve as a useful approximation in practical electronic circuits. The two states of transistor in switching can be seen in simple common emitter example of this figure, which is shown on the top. In this figure, the collector current IC is controlled by base current over most of the family characteristic curve. And this resembles with the load line of our transistor, which we have studied in our chapter number 6 when we were discussing the FETs. And when IB, that is our base current here, is such that operating point lies somewhere between two endpoints of the load line. Now, what are the two endpoints? One endpoint is represented by S and second other point represented by C. S means saturation, because you know that at this our current gets saturated, collector current gets saturated, and this C means that current is cut off, that it has become zero. The difference between those two figures is that here we have controlled the drain currents by varying the gate voltage, while here we have controlled the collector current with the help of the base current. I think while differentiating between BJT and FET, I have mentioned that our BJT is a current control device and FET is a voltage control device. Similarly, FET has got source, drain and gate, while BJT has collector, base and emitter. Now, what does this S and C signify, which I have shown on the previous figure? So, we must say that the solid state switches are one of the main applications for use of transistor to switch a DC output on or off. Some output devices such as LEDs require a very few milliampere at logic level DC voltage and therefore driven directly by the output of a logic gate. However, high power devices such as motors, solenoids and lamps often require more power than that supplied by an ordinary logic gate. So transistor switches are used. If the circuit uses the bipolar transistor switch, then biasing of transistor either NPN or PNP is arranged to operate the transistor at both sides of the IV characteristics. The areas of operation for a transistor switch are known as saturation region and cutoff region. This means that we can ignore the operating Q point biasing and voltage divider circuitry required for amplification and use the transistor switch by driving it back and forth between is fully off, that is cut off, and fully on, that is saturation region, as shown in figure on the next slide. Now here you can just see here that this is the saturation region when your transistor is fully on, and this is the cutoff region when your transistor is fully off. And when IB is equal to 0, then you can see that your transistor is off. That is when there is no base current flowing, then your transistor is in off condition. And this is stage when your collector current is also 0, and this happens when the voltage across collector ammeter equal to the VCC, that is the voltage across the collector region. Now here you can see in the saturation region we have got maximum collector current, which is equal to the collector voltage divided by the load resistance which is applied across the ammeter collector circuit. And here the voltage drop across the collector ammeter 0, because when maximum current is flowing then there is no voltage drop. Collector current is in milliampere while the voltage across the collector ammeter is in simple volts. And here is the point where the saturation begins. This is called the saturating voltage applied across the collector ammeter junction. And this is the Q point active region, but when we are considering switching and cutoff, we are not considering this region. Now in the back figure, the load shaded portion at the bottom of curve represent the cutoff region, while the area at the left represent the saturation region of transistor. Both these transistor regions are defined as cutoff region. Here the operating conditions of transistor are zero input base current, that is base current is 0, collector current is 0, and maximum collector voltage, which results in large depletion layer and no current flowing through device. Therefore, the transistor is switched fully off. Then we can define the cutoff region or off mode when using a bipolar transistor as switch, being both junctions the reverse bias. Second is saturation region. Here the transistor will be biased so that the maximum amount of base current is applied, resulting in maximum collector current, resulting in maximum collector ammeter voltage drop, which results in the depletion layer being as small as possible and maximum current flowing through the transistor. Therefore, the transistor is switched fully on. Okay. Now in this figure, which is represented by figure 7.12b in your BGS treatment book, the transistor operates in normal active mode, that is the emitter junction is forward bias and collector junction is reverse bias with a reversible value of IB flowing out of the base. On the other hand, if the base current is 0 or negative, the point C is reached at the bottom end of the load line and the collector current is negligible. This is the off state of the transistor. And the device is said to be operating in the cutoff regime. If the base current is positive and sufficiently large, the device is driven to saturation regime marked S. This is known as the on state of transistor, in which large value of IC, that is collector current, flows with a very small voltage drop across collector emitter. As we shall see below, the beginning of the saturation regime corresponds to loss of reverse bias across the collector junction. In a typical switching operation, the base current swings from positive to negative, therefore drive the device from saturation to cutoff and vice versa. Now these are the various regions of operation of BJT, which are presented by figure number 7.12c in your book, BGS treatment book. If the emitter junction forward bias and collector junction is reverse bias, we have the normal active mode. The opposite gives us the inverted mode of operation here. If both junction reverse bias, we get cutoff to a very high impedance state, and if both junction forward bias, we have saturation or low impedance state. So this is the all how your transistor or your BJT switch from your on state to off state or off state to on state. Girls, I think you must have understood what I have taught you today. This is basically an important use of your bipolar junction transistor, because for power devices it is important to use transistor as switch, otherwise it is impossible to switch on or switch off those devices. Now I will assign you an assignment in your Google class. You will solve that assignment and submit to me within half an hour. Thank you for your attention. This is all for today. Tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, we will discuss some other lesson.